Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Kathy Lee, Crafting with Kathy Lee. This is a video tutorial for a project I'm working on. It's a partial tutorial featuring the Happy Holidays collection. And it is a scrapbooking with me design team project. I am just going to do a partial video just on one of the first steps of this one. And meanwhile, I am encouraging you to go visit the 12 Days of Christmas giveaway collab. Today's video will be by, let's look at this. Today's video will be over on Edith's channel, the official 12 Days of Christmas collab. It'll be day 3 on Edith with Scrapbooking with me. You don't have to watch it the date of the video, but you do have to check for the daily deal the day of the video. The deal today is on her video, so go check it out, Scrapbooking with me. Her links are in the description of this video. And there's all sorts of giveaway rules that on my day, which is the 20th, I will read you the full rules for the video, and so you don't miss out on anything. And I'm gonna sneeze, sorry about this. Excuse me. Okay, so meanwhile, my day is on the 9th day of Christmas on the 20th, so make sure to come here, because if you comment, for every time you comment on one of these videos, or for every day you comment on the video of the day, you will get an entry in the drawing, and the drawing is going to be a giveaway worth over $100. So it's well worth it to visit each of these channels. The links to each of these channels will be in the description of this video, so you can go check them out. And you have until the December 23rd at midnight. Excuse me. I'm gonna sneeze again. Oh my goodness, I'm sorry about this. Oh goodness. Now I need some hand sanitizer. Excuse me. Obviously, I'm not editing this video because you wouldn't have to hear me sneeze, blow my nose, or use hand sanitizer, but there you go. Okay, so the project I'm going to show you today is one that we talked about before. It is a request because I used this kit from Scrapbooking with me and made this chipboard album. I did not cut the chipboard for this one, and somebody asked how I covered them, so this will be the first step of that. And also, if you watched my last video, you'll know that I am using unfinished object. Now, the unfinished object I'm using for these, my UFO, were these chipboard pieces I had already cut. I did do the edges on this because it helps. So when I do the covering, it doesn't show quite this much. I'm using the Happy Holidays collection with this, and I have pre-cut some of these different sheets I want to use, and I'll show you those in a minute. Got a shadow here, I'm sorry about that. Get a different angle maybe. And the first thing I did was I just took a black marker, and I need a piece of cardstock on the ground here because otherwise I will be sorry about this. I have to use a good piece of cardstock, but I guess that'll be it. Okay, so I'm putting a piece of white paper here so I don't mark up my board I use. Okay, so what I'm doing here is because I want less of the yuck to show. I don't want a lot of this gray of the chipboard to show. So I'm just taking a Sharpie. If I was really ambitious, I would probably paint it or do something fancy with it, but I'm just using a Sharpie because not much of this is going to show, but I don't want a lot of the gray to show. So I am just taking a Sharpie and going right along the edge. I'm not being really particular. I just want to see if I don't get my paper out all the way. And then I'll do the other side quickly. And I've already done the other ones that are there on the left, which would be your right. Okay, so I'm just gonna try not to take too long, but this is part of my first step. So, and the chipboard, I probably just cut. Normally, I don't use anything fancy. Sometimes I'll use my big old like heavy, 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 not a nice fancy new lightweight guillotine trimmer. And it's big. I mean, I don't know if it would even show on my desk because it's probably 15 by 15. I think it probably came from some office or school. I don't remember. I got it at a garage sale a long, long time ago. Then I'm just going to take the Sharpie and go along this outside edge, just so that anything that shows, boy, it's a good thing neatness doesn't count, just so any of this that show isn't going to be that gray. Although, with the step at the end of this part of the project, I may very well sand some of the red right off. So I guess it might be a rather silly step, but I'm trying it and we'll see if it works. I think it will, but I could be wrong because I'm not always right. Okay, as many of you know, I am crafting. I'm tired, but not super tired. It is 9:35 at night. My dogs and my husband have gone to bed. I don't go to bed as early as they do. So it's a quiet time where I can do my videos without dogs barking, husband's interrupting, and so forth. And I'm not sure why the light is so bad today. Get just this light a little bit more. I just have a terrible shadow, and I'm not sure exactly why. So I apologize, but I have my lights on bright. I'm just not quite sure. Maybe if I go, no, we're just going to keep it right like that. Now, okay, so obviously this should dry a little bit, but you know, what's the point of that? Okay, so what I did is I pre-cut some of these, so I'm going to be able to glue them to the top, and hopefully I'll be able to see them well enough. Glue them and show you what I do next. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take my, I use both art glitter glue and Bearly Arts glue. This one is going to be done with, well, okay, this isn't a Bearly Arts glue bottle. That does not mean it's Bearly Art glue. It may very well be refilled with art glitter glue. I kind of interchange them. I like them both. What I like about Bearly Arts glue compared to art glitter glue is Bearly Arts glue, you can ship it in the winter. Whereas, okay, so I'm not quite sure how to do this. If I can see it from the back, I will try to place it. I don't want to lose too much of the design or go off into the white, so I'm just going to press that down, flip it over, grab my Cricut tool here. I could use a bone folder too. You could use a bone folder too. And then I have that on pretty good, and then I'm using my finger to rub the glue, which probably isn't the best idea, but you know. And then I'm going to take and I'm going to trim off fairly close to the edge, like pretty dang close. Not right on, but pretty close to the edge. And this will work with any type of chipboard. For a heavy chipboard album, cereal boxes would probably not work. This is actual heavy chipboard. Not that you can't. I'm saving that just in case by chance I might need it for something else. And sorry guys, I just have the sniffles. Okay, so that's that side. And then what I do is I have a couple different things I use depending on if I remember to grab something or if I am on the fly. So I have a sanding block that I use sometimes. I also have, now the sanding block, quite often I'll forget it. Okay, I also have this file if it's heavier stuff. This wears out fairly quickly because this is just one from the Dollar Tree. If I'm doing something really heavy, this has that cheese grater type bumps on it. Be careful because you can like actually damage your finger with this. So, and then when I forget both of those, I just use a nail file. Now this isn't a chintzy nail file. Well, it is. I mean, they aren't expensive, but it's meant mainly for people it's meant for people that do gel nails and that type of stuff. So it's heavier duty. So then what I'm going to do is just take and scruff up the edges a little bit. That way, I'm sorry if my camera's shaking. That way, if it's overhanging at all, it's going to get rid of that. So just kind of do this and it'll slowly get rid of that. Now I will do this several times before my project's done. So I just do that and then I'm going to flip it over and we're going to do basically the same thing here. I want to find which edge I want. If I can see that. It's going to go about right there. So again, I'm just going to glue up my edges real good. Try not to get quite as close so I don't goop glue all over the place. There we go. I'm not sure why my camera just decided it wanted to refocus, but there you have it. I probably am using way more glue than I need to, but you know. Okay, there. I wanted that to be the top. I don't even know if it's going to be the top. It might actually be the side. Like I said, it really doesn't matter because most of this will be covered. Can't see if that's actually big enough. I think it is. Just going to slide that over about right there and hope that it's the whole thing's still on it. Looks like it is. Looks like it is. Okay, so then I'm going to get that pushed down a little bit. Let that glue set up a little bit. And again, I just take my scissor. I like my Tim Holtz scissor for this, and I just trim close to the edges as I can get it with the scissor, which actually isn't that close, but do the best I can. That's why I like the sandpaper or the file. And these serrated scissors works better than the other ones. These are not my utility scissors, but I do quite often use them like a utility scissor, and thankfully these withstand that. So if I used my fussy cutting scissors or my creative memory scissors, well, I would probably damage a lot of them and make them unusable. Kind of like when your child uses your fabric scissor for something they're not supposed to. That can happen with your paper scissor too. It can definitely happen with your paper scissors. It can also, if people use the your tweezers that you use for crafting or for even personal your eyebrows and stuff. If somebody takes your tweezers, I don't know, you guys probably already know this. If somebody uses your tweezers to do something other than tweeze or hold something, well, guess what? Now you can see that red's kind of coming off, and that's okay. I think I'm going to like that, all right. If they use your tweezers for something other than tweezing or holding something, if they use them to pry something or to try to put a screw in or something, it will damage your tweezers and they'll no longer be usable. And that happens with scissors quite often. Okay, so there's that. And there's a little bit, I probably will take my distress inks and distress around that, but I'm not quite sure yet. I'm going to have a big mess here. All right, here's the next one. These are the two pieces I chose for this one. And like I said, they're going to be covered, so it really doesn't matter too much what I'm doing here. So, do this. You guys are probably really getting bored because I've been going on for 13 minutes and I really don't have a lot to say. Been really busy. I have been making candy. And, well, I made Chex Mix. That turned out great. How can you mess up Chex Mix, right? But you can. Okay, so I made Chex Mix. That turned out great. Then I made my mint chocolate chip fudge. And everything looked fine. Did everything I needed to do, I thought. Mixed some food coloring in. My food coloring evidently was old because I put green food coloring on it and it just looked blue. So then I had to have some yellow food coloring. And I did that. And, oh, there's a real aura. Thought it was just me, but can you see that? Is that like a doorway? I don't know. I don't know what that is. Very cool. Anyway, so everything was coming along fine. I poured it into the pan. I took mini chocolate chips to press onto the top. And that's when I glanced over and saw that my bottle of mint extract was still in the box it came in. And that means my mint chocolate chip fudge is basically a vanilla chocolate chip fudge. I'm gonna try it. I like just regular vanilla fudge. It tastes like a vanilla Tootsie Roll, so I might be liking it, but I don't think I can gift it because it's not what I want. It looks really nice. It's just not what I intended on making. So that was kind of a fail. And then a friend gave me a recipe for some Three Musketeers type things that you make in a candy mold. So first of all, when I did some decluttering, I must have decluttered all my candy molds because I don't make candy very often anymore, or I gave them away to somebody who does. So my daughter brought me over her puppy paw mold that she uses when she makes puppy treats. Now I can tell you, normally I wouldn't want to use something that was used for dogs in my kitchen, except that everything she makes for her dogs could be consumed by humans. Yeah, it's like what I can say, sweet potatoes, whatever. I mean, if she were making dog treats, you could pretty much just take your finger and take some out and have a nice little bite of it to see what it tastes like. I personally have not done that. I have no intentions of doing that, but you know, if you really wanted to, you could. So anyway, so I used that, and boy, it just wasn't turning out like the lady said it was going to. And she had given me the recipe verbally, and then she sent it to me, and I glanced at it real quickly, but I really did think I knew what I was doing. So I did not. I missed a key step. So they wouldn't come out of the mold. They wouldn't come out of the mold. They didn't look very good. They were just not even usable at all. So those went in the trash. So I was beginning to say, okay, is this a year I don't make candy because I'm really messing up here? But then my husband came home yesterday and I said, well, let's tackle this again. So yesterday, we did what? I don't even remember what we did yesterday. But today when he came home, we went ahead and started right in, and we did some of our two-tone, actually cut the chipboard that time, some of our two-tone butterscotch, chocolate butterscotch fudge. And that's one of the family favorites. So we made a batch of that. That turned out pretty good. Put that in the fridge to cool. And then we started in on my twin Bing fudge. Now I have a recipe for twin Bing fudge that requires a whole lot of steps. And we decided a couple years ago that we could make it using the same recipe and the same steps. Not the same recipe as far as flavorings and stuff, but the same, we could use the same the same steps that we do, and basically the same recipe that we do for our two-tone fudge. So we got that going. That looks good. It tastes good. I think it'll be great. You don't really know until after you cool it. So we got that made. Meanwhile, I took out, checked my vanilla dot nougats, my vanilla, I don't know what they're called. They're like a Brock's chocolate. And those look good. They set really nice. I like them to be rectangular or square when I cut them, so I have all these odds and end pieces. And I'll confess right now, those, I don't throw those odds and end pieces, but the way I put them in a little bowl in the fridge and cover them, and those are the ones I eat. Okay, so there's the second one. We're getting on to about 20 minutes here, so I'm just going to show you real quick. The other ones I'm going to do, that'll be somehow on this side. This will be on this side, so some of the same, but not quite the same as the previous ones. And then this one I kind of really like with the darker colors and the pine cones. That will go on this one on the front, and this will go on the back. There's a lot more poinsettias than pine cones, and that's just going to be the base for my album. I don't even at this point know if I'm going to do one clip here in the corner, or if I'm going to do 2 clips, or if I'm going to do a flip top one. I haven't decided that yet. I will get these done, and then maybe I will talk about that in tomorrow's video. Thank you for stopping by my channel. Please hit the like button if you got anything out of this. And then I will work on the next step, come back and see it. This is probably going to be, I don't like to do more than even like 15-minute videos, but this one's already 21 minutes. So it'll probably be several videos because I do only do like 15 to 20 minutes, I guess now over 20 minutes at a time, rather than one big long hour and a half, 2-hour long video, because I don't have the patience to make it. And or to make that long of a video. And I really, when I watch those longer ones, I have to pause, go take care of the dogs, make a phone call, get a fresh glass of water. I have a short attention span when it comes to the long video. So if I've ever watched yours, sometimes your 40-minute video might have taken me 2 hours to watch. But that's okay, because I still get to see what the projects that you do. So please leave a comment. If you have a YouTube channel, a crafty YouTube channel, or a self-help or a kindness YouTube channel or anything, and I'm not a subscriber, let me know in the comments and I'll go and subscribe to you. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, follow all the links in the comments of this video. I'll hook you up with the link tree that lists all of those people that are all of the designers, so you can go check out their YouTube channels, not just their 12 days of Christmas videos, not just their scrapbooking with me videos, just you can check out their channels, because let's spread the love. All right, guys, have a good night. This is Kathi Lee, Crafting with Kathi Lee, and I say have a good night because it's now almost 10 o'clock here. You might be watching this as daytime. Wherever you are, just enjoy your time, and thanks for coming. Talk to you soon. Bye.